All right. The question is gaming holding you back? And I see this a lot. Prominent people talking about how gaming is especially problematic. And you see people like Joe Rogan toting around arguments about how it's addictive and it stops you from doing productive things. And I take issue with a lot of these arguments because for me, what's at the root of all of these issues is behavioral problems that people have. Maybe they have tendencies towards addiction and these types of behaviors. And gaming just happens to be the thing that they latch onto. So I take issue with taking gaming as the specific thing or singling it out as the specific culprit of all of these things. We're gonna break all of this down in today's video. I'll take you through my thoughts because this seems to be a topic that connects with people that's interesting. A lot of us gamers, like myself, I spend a lot of my free time gaming. A lot of us can develop a bit of guilt with that, and like, should I be spending my time in something quote unquote productive instead of gaming? And we'll touch on all the different like cases that we can have here, but for the most part, I view gaming as just another hobby, isn't it? Are you wasting your life for watching a TV show? In this, that you could ask the same question about many other hobbies. Reading a book. I know that some of these, for example, reading, have an associated benefit that, maybe you're getting smarter or you're learning something, but perhaps you're just reading fiction because you get a kick out of that. You're not necessarily learning or growing as a person, but you're also not wasting your time. You're getting some enjoyment out of the time you spend there. And I take issue with minimizing the value in that. Our lives are fraught with anxiety, struggle. Most of us, we have to, earn the paycheck, right? You got to earn the paycheck, you got to pay rent, bills, and all that stuff, or mortgage. And our free time is something to be cherished, and we shouldn't feel guilty about doing what we enjoy with our free time. And the idea that we need to monetize or productionize every moment of our waking day is something that can work for some people, but it's not for everybody. Not everybody needs to be Elon Musk and wake up with a vision and, work 16 hours in a day to bring that to fruition. A lot of people get fulfillment from that kind of thing, or some people do, at least, as we see, but many of us lead more mundane, normal lives, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Some of us like to partition our life between work and free time, and what we do in the free time is different from our work, and we find fulfillment in other stuff. Like for me, I find it in gaming, in music, in other stuff like that. And my work is completely separate from it. So when I'm done with my shift, I'm not spending my free time working on those projects. And for me, that works. It gives me some balance. And there are many types of people. And some people will be like me, some people will be more on the, I guess, Joe Rogan side, where they always have to be working on their projects and their career is also their life. And those are inextricably lined up. But you shouldn't feel guilty if you just enjoy doing something. Enjoyment you get out of your hobby is valuable in and of itself. And there's this idea of toxic productivity that I talk about sometimes, which is this concept that whatever it is you're doing, you should get something out of it, create something tangible from it, get some productivity, make something. So, for example, for me, I used to have this issue. I was doing YouTube quite a bit, and everything that I did, maybe I was playing some music or I was playing a game, it had to be content, right? If I'm playing a game, it can't just be me enjoying that game. It has to be I'm making content. So I'm making a video on it. If I'm playing some guitar, I can't just be noodling on guitar. No, it needs to be a video, right? That's gonna be on the channel and I'm producing something. it got to a point where every slot in my free time was something geared towards producing content in my case. And I think that's really nasty because it has this effect of actually removing the enjoyment from some of these things and kind of sucking out the positive benefits of just doing something because you enjoy. And instead, everything has this ulterior motive. Oh no, I'm playing this geared towards the video I want to make, right? I'm putting on my best face, or I'm putting on some kind of show, and really sometimes it's fine to just play a game because you want to play a game, or boot up a multiplayer game with your friends, and it doesn't need to be a fun stream for people to enjoy. It can just be a private time that just generates some positive vibes for you. And this is kind of the central message that I wanted to drive home with this video. And then I also want to break it down and discuss kind of other types of cases that I do think can be problematic and explain why I think that is. For example, I have seen in the past friends use gaming as a crutch and other hobbies too, and they were in some way kind of running away from something. And gaming, like movies and shows, books, are a great escapism system, but we should be aware of what it is we're escaping from. And in some cases, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should face that. If it is some sort of fundamental issue with our life, maybe we're lacking something, and that is potentially something we need to address, right? And I think that at times it might be beneficial to even back off from gaming and other hobbies and see, if you can generate some vacuum in your life, how does that sort of empty or gap that you were feeling, how does that feel, right? Try to hone in on the problem a bit. And I think you will find once you address that problem, even if you don't fix it, if you're doing something to address it, you will feel better with yourself. And anything you do in your hobbies, in your free time, will feel more enjoyable because you have in the back of your head that, hey, we know there's a problem there, but it's we're taking care of it. We're working on it, even if it's very gradually. For me, that makes a big difference. And so the way I deal with escapism is, yes, I use it to, isolate myself temporarily from some of the woes of real life, which we all have plenty. But at the same time, it's very important for me to have in the back of my mind that, I'm aware of some of these gaps or some of these problems, and I am working on them in my own way slowly. So I think that if you're purely just running away from certain things, it can be detrimental. And gaming can be, like many other things, can be the hook or the crutch that you use to simply postpone working at all on all of that stuff. Needless to say, I don't think that's a good idea, and I think that's where Joe Rogan and other people find examples of people who, are in a basement playing games and not doing anything else aside from that. Obviously, that is a bad thing. For me, that's not gaming in and of itself as the problem. That's someone having an issue, a broader issue, right? Maybe they have some addictive personality problem, or they have a tendency to those types of behaviors, or they just need to work on their shit. Whatever it is, right? That doesn't really have to do with gaming directly. And I think we do a disservice to both gaming and to the discussion when we kind of conflate those two types of problems. But I wanted to wrap up this sandwich with a positive. So this is the positive bun on the negative patty that I just discussed, I guess. And for me, gaming has a lot of extra positives that many hobbies don't. So, you can think about movies, and movies are great, but for many of us, we do, that's something I would do on my own, let's say. If you have a significant other or friends you watch movies with, maybe it has an added social aspect that it doesn't for me. But games have that extra social layer for someone like myself who really, IRL, I haven't found all the connections that I would have liked, but I've found them online more and more. and some people who have come to be close friends. I consider very close friends I've met and found online. And I think that has extreme value to me. The ability to jump on a game or jump on just a Discord voice chat with friends and be able to connect that way is truly special and truly something for me unique to gaming. There's something about gaming that helps people of the same mentality or the same types of personality to kind of gravitate together. And I've found that through Twitch, so streaming on Twitch. By the way, shout out to our streams on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Ooh, maybe check it out. But, you know, over there, I've made fucking real friends that I talk to almost on a daily basis and mean a great deal to me. So that's special. And I think gaming lends itself very well to that kind of cohesive fabric that brings people together, not only playing games together, but talking about games, discussion about all this sort of stuff that brings us all together. Really, if you're still watching this video, somehow that magic happened where, you know, you found my channel and you've been sitting there for now several minutes. I'm very aware of that, listening to me rant about this stuff, and in some way you've connected with it if you're still there. So for me, that there's some level of magic in that I really appreciate, and I think gaming is unique in that sense. And I hope that, you know, this brought you some cheer, perhaps, or some distraction, some enjoyment, some thoughts, perhaps. I would love to hear your conclusions from this, where you sit on this issue. And if you have any suggestions for future videos as well, I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching very much. And also all the positive feedback we've been having on some of these vlogs really does mean a great deal to me. Like someone the other day told me that my streams kept them company while they were going through a solitary time in an exchange program. It's like, you know, it may seem like a small thing, but it really meant the world that it connected with them in that way. So I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll see you next Friday for the next vlog. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.